Anyway, we're basically live on all platforms right now.
Right.
This is basically a situation where I'm just gonna talk and see what's going on. You know, good or bad, bad or good. But this is not a really. It's one of those things where this is not a full show. That will be tomorrow at 8:30. Where ever basically Project Open My Show. We have a show talking about rules for D, not for me. So let everybody know about that. But for now, just talking about the some of the stuff that's going on in hot Atlanta, and it's getting hot. So right now, I have one of the people who is also another introduced to you guys, another crew member of Project Open Mic, my friend Trip, who's gonna be commentating the site alongside with me about this topic that we're gonna be talking about a little bit.
This is going to be a rough ride.
It is, it is, but just gonna be talking about the situation right now because seeing what's going on happening down with the news with in Atlanta with the shooting with between Rashad and the two officers as they've been charged. One has been charged for um basically a felony murder, and the other one, of course, is gonna plead, not kind of like plead out, but going to testify. We don't know where the testification is. A lot of people in the news are saying testify against other cop or stuff like that. When it happens, it happens. So that one is unknown. So I'm not gonna play that game. How that works out. But there are narratives that are sad, and this right now is bubbling up more and more, and this is crazy. There are two extremes. Now, of course, this happened after what happened with George Floyd, which again, that anybody I know of, I've talked to, have said what happened to George Floyd was a horrible thing. Cops should be more not only should they be fired, they also should go to jail. Including a cop Chauvin, who was as bad as he was. He was a rotten cop, and then you have the others. Again, hopefully, let me switch it over so you guys can see what's going on. That should be the case right there. So,
Should I actually say viewer discretion advised?
yeah, maybe, but it's like I said, we'll talk through it as best as we can. You know, so just making sure people could see video and conversation, and also my ugly mug. But as point taken, as I will say, and I'll say this right now, I do not talk. I don't. A project open mic again is basic to have a conversation as well and talk about things. I do not talk for the black community, and the black community don't talk for me because I that whole thing of the black community, I don't get it. I digress. Just what it is. I mostly go with individualism in most cases. And I also talk about if I have anything I would like to put out is basically basically balance as best as we can because it's right now again we have two extremes and it's not really looking super good on many things. So they'll talk about this. So me and Trip has been listening, watching, seeing as much as we can. Again, I know everybody will say not everything, but there have been body cams. There are questions. There have been answers to questions that people was having about certain things with Rashad and how with the altercation with the cops and everything.
In some cases, still trying to process.
Yeah, some cases that, but like I said, we'll see when it happens when that time comes out about that. But let's try to run down majority. I'll just run down the facts and then and go from there. Okay. basically for those who have been, because I just had a conversation with somebody who just just called my phone and didn't understand, didn't understand that, and I get it. Right now we have a situation where the news media has been fanning the flames on a lot of stuff, but that's just how it's expected. And I don't, and I've said it before. I think we agreed on the same thing as well, Trip. That it's funny that the in the 90s, I remember I was talking to a person who came to America in 2010. She did, yes, and she was saying how things are getting bad, blah blah blah. And I told her, yeah, and I talked about the 90s, and in the 90s, I was saying that, yeah, we had the internet, but it was in its infancy, and we didn't had a lot of we didn't have Twitter,
Yeah,
we didn't have Facebook,
the news wasn't
and
circulating fast enough for 24 hours.
yeah, I wouldn't say circulating fast enough, but 24 hours. That part you are correct. Uh that part is the part that's correct. News media wasn't 24 hours where they fill and they regurgitate, and also they have what do you call it? Keep replaying everything in that regard. Now, I myself has looked at Molyneux, Quinnipiac, Pew, all saying, and even Microsoft did this, and from my other channel, Trip, you know about this too. So I'll go with the first one where when I'm talking about how the situation is that the like Microsoft was saying, the average American has its attention span less than a goldfish, which the goldfish is 7 seconds,
Oh yeah,
and that's sad.
now
And then,
you would think that'd be the
mhm.
yeah you would think that'd be the extreme, but no, that's actually it.
Well, actually, that's the average. So that's sad. And then also the other researchers that and survey places was asked, because of how we're getting now with news that right now we're getting too much news, and we're into a point right now where we do bias confirmation. And I've said it once, say it again. There's no such thing as unbiased. It's a word, but put to test, there's no such thing as bias. The word is what people, and if you hear people say that they're telling you a lie. The thing that you want them to say is objective. You want to have an objective view on things as best as you can, but objectivity. So that's why I say I want to call out, like I said, some of the situation how it rolls right now. But even when I was talking to the person just a while ago, she just said, "Hey, what about the situation that happened on New Bern in North Carolina?" Like again, there you go. The situations happen, but the news media picks whatever to fan fame and whatever. Because sad to say, there's been letters stuff. The one with ABC. Remember the one with ABC when the lady said after the thing was done, how she could have stopped. What was that guy who killed himself in the prison? Who this? Who? Well, actually, let's be honest. He didn't kill himself in the prison.
Oh, Weinstein.
Not yeah. Not Weinstein. It's no, it can't be Weinstein. Is it Weinstein? Man, that's how quick the news flux so quickly you can't even keep up with all the stories. But a guy who had a rape island in Virgin Islands, Jerry Weinstein. I know it's Jerry, but like that. When the news reporter said after the night, like she had a story and she could have reproduced it, but they didn't want to hear about it, stuff like that. It's basically if it bleeds, it leads. That was one of the phrases back in the 2000. If it bleeds, it leads. Just go to confrontation. That's what these people want to do, and it's sad that it goes out like that. But like I said, so let's just give out the stuff that is known. Like I said, but that I could have the answers could be the question. The answers to these questions could be answered because a lot of people didn't know about certain things. 'Cause a lot of one narratives going around that the cop shoot a guy who was who was sleeping in his car. That's a lie. That's not what happened. You know, excuse me. That's not what happened.
Yeah.
Rashad was he was intoxicated. He was in the Wendy's drive-through, and he was asleep in the drive-through with the car running. So when the Wendy's employees call for officers. Two officers came. They move the car, get him out, and technically speaking, for the first couple, I will say, how much minutes was it? Like a lot of minutes. It was non-confrontational. Everything was pretty all right. They were talking. It's like, my this is my mom's thing, and I just came for my daughter's birthday and all this stuff, and that's all. All like, it was everything was good, and they were keeping de-escalated. So they didn't. In this situation, it was all cordial. It was all cordial, no problem. They did said, "Hey, we're gonna give you a test." He did a test with the walk-in, passed that. But then when he did the, kind of whatever, and also he was saying that, yeah, he had drinks and he's drunk, so he kind of like self-admitting in a way. But I digress in that regard. But and he did take a breathalyzer, and he um failed it. He failed breathalyzer, and they said they're gonna put him on arrest. Now, if I would have to be honest, again, giving as best as I can to what I've seen with the body cam and every question that people's asking a question. I didn't if the audio or I didn't see that they tried to like make sure that they pat him down to see if he had anything on him, which I think should have happened. Like I said, every situation is always different. But also, he failed a test. He was about to be arrested. He said, "We're gonna arrest you," and then that's when he freaked out. Now, at an early offset, a lot of people's like, "Okay, why he's freaking out?" Because I was actually the same thing too. When I'm looking at the video, I'm like, "Okay, everything was good," and then you just start freaking out and fighting. The scuffle. He got down on the ground. Sadly, he got up. He punched the cop. He took their taser, which is what it is. It's just sad that happened. He was sad. He started to run away. He turned back, firing the taser, and while the other cop was trying to run him down, and I mean not run him down, but when they tried to run after him, he got shot. The cop took his gun out and fired two shots. One of the questions were where was the body cam, whatever. There's audio because in the scuffle the body cam popped off, and there's videos that, and that's again it's a sad thing, but hey. But you have also the surveillance camera from the cop, the surveillance camera from the Wendy's, showing what's going on. And with that situation, it turned a little bit more uglier because, of course, the cop went up to him, trying to make sure everything is straight. They put a knee on his shoulder. But before that, the other cop came, and it's the best way to describe it because a lot of people have said, "Oh, he was kicking the guy." Okay, if you watch movies, I'm just giving you the honest whatever. And if you watch it, watch it. If you watch the movies where you see the cop go to like nudge the person to see if they're alive after a shot in the movies and stuff, that's what a cop did. But if
Heck,
he was
or
kicking,
if you even know the basic of movement, you would notice
yeah,
that hey, that
yeah,
wasn't okay.
because after that, yeah, then after that, the cop was like, "Mr. Rashad, please, breathe." He was like, "Breathe, breathe, breathe." He produced he did CPR on him, and like I said, he passed away. Then with what that going, viral and everything, of course, and with the climate that we are in right now, then we have then people got a little rambunctious, got a little antsy, and went towards what do we call it? Went towards vandalizing and destroying the
I
Wendy's.
find it very appropriate that you used um, fanning the flames in this appropriate situation. But go on.
I understand. Well, they kind of fan the flames a little bit, but yes. And with that said, they burned down the Wendy's. So the Wendy's now is, of course, obliterated as much as not like obliterated because that's basically you set up for a weapon, but it's burned down. So now, of course, like I said, it's sad. I wish that Rashad didn't have to get get killed, and in most cases, I hope a lot of people don't get killed. But situations happen. Now, the thing that I found out today, which adds to why, because I was again, as just watching the video and seeing it, the free when I saw them try to put that now when he said you arrest and try to handcuff him, even though he said if you fail this you'll be arrested, and he failed, is that excuse me, are we going to um you know found out that he was on probation, he had priors, he had prior DUI, and he also had was convicted of child abuse. In that situation, I don't know the full thing, but he was convicted for that, so he was going to go back to jail. And being that this was his, that at most that what I've heard about the being a second DUI, oh my goodness, yes, he freaked out that he was going to go in jail again, even if he got arrested, because you will find out all. If there's news going like the cops knew or the cops, back and forth. That one I don't know, but even that part of if he got arrested, of course they're gonna run his background and figure everything's what it is. So I want to talk about that issue in a separate way before this, but the sad thing about it is, like I said, you have after the okay the DA in this situation, and trust me, not all DAs are great because the DA in North Carolina was one who prosecuted the Duke lacrosse team, and he was a piece of garbage trying to make innocent people lives. But technically speaking, he did kind of destroy their lives because they couldn't get no job or nothing. Because once the news is out there about that stuff, people ain't gonna take on the hiring, even though you were proven innocent. People are not gonna take on that that problem.
More like a business risk,
Yeah,
which
there was a there was yeah because as an example, I give you one where there was in California there was a lady who was a business owner, and then had another business owner beside him, but she didn't know about the business owner. He was Filipino, kind of like Hispanic, but look Filipino, and he was putting graffiti on the bill on the wall, and she did not know that that was the business owner. Confrontations got there, which she wasn't being racist, but she did say some words with the which is I don't know why people do that. Kind of stupid. you know, she did say the whole thing that like the other black woman in Atlanta, but she lied about it about going back to your country. I was like, yeah, that's
oh
not you
boy.
should have never said that. Everything else was cool, but when you said that word, that was it. But the bad part about it is her husband got fired from her job too. It's like what?
It's like guilty by association, and I do not like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, did he say anything? No, but because to find out now in the day of age where we are right now, and go find out all this stuff and everything. Yeah, that was it. So he lost his job. Heck, again, now everybody's scared. Now there's a project open mic on Twitter and Instagram. There's that dude. But I'm not. I'm going to basically broadcast and building this brand of Project Open Mic to people. I do not have a personal page on Twitter. I think Twitter is poisonous. There about there are only 22 million concurrent users on Twitter, but for 22 million in a country of 329 million, do that thing run the narrative?
It's like a pond.
I mean,
That's like a pond in the ocean.
basically, is a rubber is a 10-foot rubber dinghy in the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean. It's just but they run a narrative, and that's what people get scared. People do it's because of what's going on with Twitter. I think Twitter is poisonous. Sorry, I'm not. I can't. That's why I can't. That's why many of a couple of people I know are like, oh man, you should be on Twitter. No, but enough. With on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, I have that very same sentiment.
But I've seen what Twitter is. I don't really want to be a super active person in the Twitter at all. I'll use it for outside so whatever, but I'm not creating a profile. Just like TikTok. Ain't no way I'm putting TikTok nowhere on my phone, computer, nothing. Because right now there's a lot of people out there that are sadly, excuse, um, they're basically starting to. If you're wrong, think they're gonna destroy whatever they can about you.
Yeah,
That's
cancel culture.
right. Yep, it is real. But the thing about it is, cancel culture is gone amok. That's why I said Twitter is what it is right now. Because it's like seeing what's going on with the riots and everything, and the sadness of what's going on, and how it's hurting the communities and everything. People don't care. They do not care. I mean, there are people who do care. Let me say it. There are people who do care. But with the how the news media being again, all news media. I'm not even looking from your CNN, MSNBC, Fox, CBS, ABC. And the thing about it is because they have to be the first to get the news out. Majority of times they're wrong.
Oh snap!
It's
For some reason I just remembered the name of the person. It's Epstein.
yeah, Jerry Epstein. And yeah, it was of course it's a Steen. I know it was not one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, but a lot of the things they've been getting wrong. The Covington kids, that was wrong. The
Oh,
thing with the thing with Atlanta, with the Atlanta, what was her? She was a city councilwoman, whatever, and she said she had said, come to find out the guy was Hispanic, and he never said that stuff. Oh my goodness. The same thing with the lady who said, "Oh, a cop raped her," and then you saw the body cam. The cop never, other than to arrest her, she never, nothing happened to her. But because of how the climate is now, you gotta do these things.
what a setup!
Yep. The NAACP for South Carolina, where the guy got pulled over, cop never said nothing about no car, but everything was cordial, but he gonna say, "Oh, I got pulled over because I'm driving a car in the neighborhood." The cop never said it, but just messed up. It's sad. Again, this is, and I'll put out to this. People are like defund the police. Okay, and I'm gonna do a special video on this as its own topic because I did get some stuff from some police, and we need reform. No ifs ands about that. We need reform. I kind of wish that we could take a lot of it because the cops get the call. As I said before, most police officers see and take care the bottom 10% of society, and it's not pleasant. Hell, the bottom 5% is bad. Nevertheless, the 1% that goes really
Really.
wrong most of the time, that part is even more grotesque and gross. Basically, these are hired babysitters for majority of society because certain people, no matter what race it is, can't get their act together and become delinquents. Now, again, as I've tried, I'll set up a difference between what happened between this and Floyd. Is yes, did Floyd had priors? Yes. In that regard, I get it. But what the cop did was still super wrong. And Chauvin should go to jail for what he did. And other cops, hey, figure it out. The president decided a reform bill. And right now, again, you see the media again get into their camps and start doing stupid stuff. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Ah, can we? That's why again I'm having Project Open mic to do that. To have people have differences. Talk. Because at this point, the trip is in I ain't gonna say what country he is, but he's not in America. He's in a different country, far from America right now, closer to another America. But
Yes.
yeah, but also they all where he's at. He's also seeing a revolution that is not going very well.
Isn't that the
But
truth?
yeah, and being that you're close and bordered to that revolution and how sucky that's coming up. Oh boy, yeah. Of course, I pray for him, his family, and anybody else so that it doesn't spread beyond the borders. But that's by God's will. Only that I can think of.
Yeah.
But yeah. Go. Sorry, you say something.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, it's all that situation in that regard, and with what's going on now, it's like I said before. There's something that does. There's something that does bother me a little bit. There is something that's bothering me, and I think, and for what and Trip could say that too. Again, also, Trip is black. I'm black. The people are black. Doesn't in this topic we talk. We're only giving a race so we could people can understand what I'm about to say. That's why I stated that the thing up the front that I don't speak for that, and I know Trip agrees with me as well.
Oh yes, I don't speak for no black community. Just me.
So my question is now there are stuff where you have different people in different ways. So because you had Dave Chappelle who has, and again, I after this COVID thing with the vid, I should say. Okay, so how Facebook and maybe YouTube is using words now to whatever. But with the vid, it is funny that how can I put this? Okay, let's say with you know. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I apologize for that pause. It was because it shows me more and more, and I have never been really. When I was younger, yes, young, get it, but I am not a celebrity. Like I just can't. They're falling in my eyes way over the years, and I have to separate the actor or painter, musician, and everything with the person because the things that they've been saying is just totally crazy nowadays. And I just have to call it as is. I used to have I can't say I have mad respect because it's falling. So I used to look at like Whoopi Goldberg. She says some stuff that's pretty good, and she says stuff that's pretty crazy. But there's some stuff that she goes over the line. I just like, whoa,
Mm.
what? A little girl, you're ready to bat for shoes. What was that director? Woman Polanski? Yeah. And saying, that was not rape, that he raped a 13-year girl alien.
Oh
I was like,
gosh.
that's not rape. Sorry?
Well,
That's bad.
what are we gonna go with sexual assault?
I don't care if it's assault or not. That's just not good. Then you have, and the same thing with Quentin Tarantino said the same thing too. I'm like, she was asking for. I'm like, she's a 13-year-old girl. What is wrong with you people? That is crazy. Would I not watch Kill Bill? No, but I'm just like, why would you say that? A 13-year-old was asking for it? What are you crazy? Stuff like that. Now like I said, I love Dave Chappelle's skits. His comedy is on point. I love it. I will laugh, and I won't stop watching in the future if he does another comedy. If he does another comedy thing. But he did release that the 828. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But the one because of the minutes that the cop, the showman was staying on George Floyd's neck,
Oh, I thought it was.
and then stuff.
I thought it was 8:47.
847. Okay, no, like I say, okay, if correct me. No, no, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not gonna be that. If 847, then okay. But if we're wrong, but that was the name of the special, and I get some of his frustration. I get some of his anger.
Yep.
I do. But I see some stuff that he was saying too that was like, I don't agree with that either. And again, there's might be stuff that you guys disagree on me with. I understand that. That's it's cool. You're not gonna if you agree with somebody 100%, you're literally a mind slave. And there are a lot of people who are mind slave. Not there are more actual slaves, but they are mind slaves. Still, you can't control what you're doing. That's just you know. So in that regard, yeah. But as I was stating, it is like like I said, Chappelle said what he had to said. I get it, and it is messed up. But what happened to George Floyd again? Most everybody agrees on that. Now the riots turn into the peaceful protests turn into horrible riots and everything, and it's just bad. Okay, people are losing their lives. More people are losing their lives now. There's more damages. People losing their companies, their jobs, everything, which is going down this bad road.
Downward
Half of it,
spiral.
yeah, half of it is because of a lot of people was in the house can't work. Literally, what happened is basically what the Bible said. The idle hands are the devil's playthings, and that's what happened. It's just bad what happened. You know. So in that regard, that's how that worked out. But the question now is what I'm bringing up like again. So like I said, to differentiate the difference. Yes, there were like I said, George Floyd had priors and had all this stuff, but that wasn't because what his death wasn't the cause of him doing, you know,
The
um,
drugs.
or calling towards do stuff whatever. That's not it. So his death was wrong and was actionable. Again, they have it at murder two. Do not go no higher than that because you cannot prove intent. That's just wrong.
Yeah.
Not justice. You do it for the right reasons.
Stop it while you're still ahead, people.
Yes. Because again, that's how Zimmerman walked away. Now this one, the same thing with these cops too. I don't know how this is gonna work out. We'll see how it goes. I don't think this one was again. A lot of people's like again. I can't do it in a couple. That was like a second between him raising his hand, firing something, firing the taser. Which again, you're in that moment of moving fast and everything, and the cops did that. I'm sorry if I was in that situation, I was shot too. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. This is like the same situation with a kid in California when he was running over the fence, whatever, and he got to the backyard. And of course, the narrative was, oh, he was reaching for his cell phone, and the cop shot him again. And the body cam it shows, yes. Should the kid have died?
No.
No. But the cop said, put your hands up, and you reach in your pocket. Um, I mean, man, you reach in your pocket as a cop again. You reach in your pocket. I don't know what you're pulling out. That's why I say we have, if you have kids, and I don't have kids, I'm hoping I will get kids in the future. I hope, but I'm not going to. I like I said when I had Tessa. with us, and I said it. I said it that yes, I had a cop put a gun to my head, almost basically point blank. I could see the grooves in the dang on barrel. But I fought what a cop did. What he said, put down, put down a weapon, which I didn't have a weapon, but anything in your hand is a weapon. So I didn't want to. I don't want to joke around. I didn't want to play around. I put it down.
It's a bludgeoned object.
If again, I could have been a smart ass in that situation. I'm like, really, this is a. But again, when I looked at it, it was a measuring tape. Because that's what I was doing. I was measuring something, and I was like, you know what? And just put it down. He said, get on your knees, put your hands on your head. I did exactly what the cop said. I got handcuffed. We went out to the police car. Situation was a misunderstanding. We talked about it. The cop apologized to the fact of that, but it was just bad still. That is not procedure. So on, this is one of those things where I said like that was not procedure. Ain't no way that's procedure to do that. To go put somebody that gun close to my face like that. But I'm here. Now, there are people who done exactly and then still got killed, like I said with Tessa. That is true. I'm not denying that. But those numbers are so small. But because of the media fanning the flames, it looks more bigger. An example of that is when I had a conversation with somebody else and we're talking about the hurricanes. Yes, more people know in 2017 we had two major back-to-back Category 5 hurricanes that was strong. Were one succeeded over to be the strongest hurricanes in the Caribbean thing. Okay, but in 2006 we had I think we went beyond Z's. We had hurricanes like crazy. We had 5 Category 5s then. That was a lot, and then it calmed down. So it's like, and when people say, "Oh, global warming is going this and that and everything else," like from what we can tell, this again, every science is different and it's not a definitive data set up. But because now we're broadcasting more and more, every time there's a little storm, a little perk up now, the news media jumps on it. Another example will be with the Boeing 730 Max. When those two planes crash, was it a tragedy? Yes. And every time any plane has an engine misfire, return to the airport, something which is happens hundreds and hundreds of times. Because at the time they had like what 60. I forgot how much like hundreds of thousands of planes flying over America at the time before this thing happened. The video happened. They had that just as a precaution, but because of those two things, the media like, oh, this plane got returned. This plane did this. It was they took it to the next level. What about those? The one in California. Was it sad that the plane dumped gasoline on and it fell onto the school? Yes, I get that, but it wasn't like they did it
On
for fun.
purpose.
Yeah, well, they did it on purpose, but the purpose was to dump fuel so they don't crash,
And
which they did.
light up in flames.
Yeah, and it didn't crash. I could tell you right now, yes, it sucks if I'm on the plane and all that stuff. Like, oh man, that sucks. And for me, as a regular person, Delta is, take care if anything happens. Take care that should they get money out of it? Nearly no. Take care of them. Make sure that their medical bills and anything and whatever. Other than that, no, you shouldn't get rich off of that. But also, that's if I'm down, if I'm on the bottom. If it was me, it fell on me, I'm like, hey, this happened. Take care of my medical bills. I don't need to be rich off of this. But if I'm in the plane, I say dump the son of a gun because I want to get down.
I want to live.
Okay, exactly. And I tell you, and this the reason I tell you that because you're on the bottom, different story. You're on the top, you're up in the air, different story. Different views. That's what I'm stating there. And that's the situation we're going on with now. So yes, looking at the video, looking at everything, I'm sorry. I tell the truth. In the cops situation, yeah, I would have shot too. I don't know. They've been stored because there's so many things that's going on. People are saying, okay, you should there was reasons when again cops in the old days used to say, okay, we're gonna put you in a car. You can't drive the car. We'll take you home, so you can't you take you home so you could be home. But then there's been situations again where lawyers lately have been suing for every daggone thing. That they took the person home, the person beat up his wife, stuff happens, then they got to sue the cops, and now that situation, which was better, that degraded. So something that was good that got taken away. And to be honest, a lot of this was also why that because people are like, oh man, this guy took the stop, get the best of two cops. I guarantee you this that because of what happened with George Floyd, those cops was like on the back of their mind, like, oh crap,
We can't
please,
go all out on this person. Well, we're gonna get
yeah,
sued.
yeah. When we mean that, not we're not talking about violence, but we got to be careful what holds we use, how we restrain him. That's why they were talking to him so much and being careful with everything. And put your hand there, well, and then he start freaking. Okay, he knows. Oh crap, I'm gonna go back to jail. That's the part that's kind of weird to me. You know, that's what if that's what because they had to be more restrained because they don't want no problems. Again, they're bad cops. Yes, they're good cops. Yes, evil is in every occupation and every person. Seriously, we are all of us are not saints. We just don't take it to a certain level, but we are all not saints. Let's not lie to people try to lie to themselves.
Hey, I always say that I'm a damaged goods.
Okay, damaged goods. So that's why he stated in certain things that man is just rough. Now the thing that I have a question, and me and Trip was talking about this, and we laughed. We laughed about it, chuckled, and this is a situation I do have a problem with. Yes, and like Dave Chappelle and them, I know they don't like the Candace Owens and everything else, and I don't agree with everything Candace Owens said too. But there's a lot of things that she said is correct. There's a lot of things she says correct, and there's things I'm like, okay, that's too much, that's too far. I get it. All right, we do have a problem. When I say we, sorry, because again, community don't speak for me, but I do see a problem of why do we celebrate people? Take George Floyd out of this now. Look at Rashad. Like, I don't get it. Why do these guys always have priors? And that's the joke we were talking about. I literally have a police certification that says I have no priors and no record. Because I don't, even though I got handcuffed, it was, you know,
Again,
it was,
misunderstanding.
yeah, but everything was, situated and got handled. But I don't get what, okay, the crime law bill that they signed back in the 90s. Okay, people saying that. Now, there's a good and a bad out of it. The bad was that when Clinton and stuff. This is not to throw politics in it. Please don't take it that way. But I'm just saying facts, like what happened. Please, because everybody goes with the whole Democrats and Republican bull crap, and it's stupid. The point I'm saying right now is this: the bad part of it was if you had priors and you did something simple, which was a misdemeanor or something, whatever, that will be your third strike and you will go to jail for life. It's kind of crazy. Oh, you had something simple, the weed or whatever and all that stuff, and you go, that's that, little simple stuff. That's messed up. Okay, I would think you should go away if you did a hard crime. You know, but the problem with that though is I always ask the question: why did you had two other crimes before you?
And it's not like you didn't have a choice.
That's the part I don't get. He had DUIs. He was on probation. He had again. He was convicted of child abuse, whatever that is. Because again, I can't even say to that because there are certain things that what my mom did. I'm not even gonna lie. People consider child abuse. So get it. It is what it is. So I can't say to what degree of negative, but he was convicted. So yeah, it was you. You know how that worked out. Like the priors, I don't get why these people have all these priors. I never understood that. If you don't, like I said again, and then the innocent people die every year. Heck, I just watched the CDC because I'm going to talk about the virus, of course, and everything. Also in the show tomorrow at 8:30 is about, like basically close to 1 million people died last year from medical stuff, from all kind of sicknesses. 1 million people died. Nobody talked about it, but we surpassed 100,000 with this virus, and it's just craziness. We're going, as I said before, we go to the extremes. We don't, there's nuances. And the sad thing about this, what's going on is again, cops are walking off the force right now. They're not. So Atlanta, oh geez, could be really in trouble. There's the us and every again the Camden thing is not what happened when people say, oh, well the Camden, New Jersey, they got rid of the cops. No, they did not. They got rid of the cops in a legal sense of disbanding the station in Camden, but it brought in more police because they got rid of the police union. They brought more cops, and then they got it, and then crime went down. That's why the whole thing of defunding police, I'm not with it. I'm not gonna say anything, whatever, because there's so many
It's
different
crazy.
interpretations. There's so many interpretations in within that I'm not down with. I do say let's reform. I do say let's break up the unions. Yeah, have cops cops have more responsibility. Again, they are bad cops. The cop who shot Fidel Castillo. Yeah, that was a bad cop. You shouldn't back up in a sense of you made a wrong judgment. Not evil, but she made a wrong judgment because he was a card carrying person or everything. I wish we could do that, Anderson. He said to defund the unions. Yeah, remember when you're part of the unions, they take part of your paycheck automatically. So that's why they can't. They're part of the pay. Just like the government, just like when you get your check and you're like, okay, this is the gross and this is the net. And you're like, dang it, the damn government take a lot of money out of my damn check.
Yep.
Unions, the union dues come straight out of your check in most places. Not all, but I can guarantee you, it's tied to your check in these kind of unions, teachers unions, these unions. Yeah. Yes. Is Like I said, this is a broadcast between um Facebook and YouTube. I'm not doing Tempo Radio is gonna be tomorrow, Radio T3. I didn't put it because this is not really, this is a situation more American than Europe. But in that regard, like it's just the Castillo, he was wrong. The lady who shot the Caribbean kid in Texas, she went to jail. Good on the family, give respects and Christian, like God bless them. But she should have got more years. I'm
Yes.
sorry, no 5 years. No, you kill a person in an apartment. No, she got more years. But again, there's certain things that people get away with, but we don't.
We can't discuss
I'm
it.
not gonna talk
We
about.
cannot discuss it.
Yeah, but that one was wrong. That was wrong. The cops that was push back the guy was the guy the white guy in Buffalo. Yeah, that was just
Hey,
really. Yeah, dude. Again, we have
overbearing.
bad cops. Yes, we have bad cops, but we have situations where right now, where like I said, the cops are walking off the force, and so basically the sheeps are telling the dogs, "Hey, don't bite nothing else," but the wolves are gonna be there no matter what. And the wolves don't care what color. They don't give a care about the color. We know that.
And
The wolves could be black. The wolves could be white. The wolves could be Hispanic, Asian. It could be all kind of thing because they don't care. They're gonna do stuff.
it's,
The kid.
oh, it's,
Go ahead, sorry.
sheep, chicken, goat. Oh no, they're all the same for the wolves. They all taste good.
Yeah, because the kid who the young man. I ain't gonna say not the young thug. I'm not gonna glorify. He's not a man. The young thug who killed David Dorn. He had five chances, like four. No, because he would think he had five chances, and he kept on getting crypt stuff. Like what? That's the part that killed me. Why do these some of these? Why do these kids do this? It's crazy that you should have priors. You shouldn't. And I know, and there are a lot of people like, oh well, give me a second. Sorry, I just thought I had a sneeze coming on. But they had a prior where people was like, saying that, oh, because I never understand the stuff in the '80s and everything. They were like, oh, they put drugs in the neighborhood, they put guns in, but you didn't have to use them.
I didn't even use it.
I don't even care.
You didn't have to buy them or take them. You free.
Yeah, I don't care what you just in that regard. I've been in. I'm from the Caribbean, and I've come into America. A lot of people's like, "Have you ever smoked weed?" Whatever. I've been around people who smoke weed. I've been people who have smoked weed. I got people who've done stuff. Here's the thing: I have never touched no smoke weed in my life, and I ain't going to. And I'm gonna tell my kids not to. Now, there's people out there who want to smoke weed. Good for you. Have fun. Do what you do. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, I don't care. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, I don't
Or
care.
get
But
caught.
smoke is yeah, smoke is a con. Well, people are legalizing it, and I'm cool for that. Whatever. If you put it on the same thing as alcohol, alcohol kills people just as much too. So that's not to be honest on that regard. But smoke is a carcinogen. No matter what it is, it's still a carcinogen, and I don't want stuff in my lungs, no matter what it is. Okay, that's just me. Y'all can say it in this or whatever. If it's something that it does all stuff good for you, great for you. But me, I'm not that thing. I'm not gonna put my kid towards doing smoking or anything
Hey,
because I have kids.
I don't have glaucoma, so I don't need it.
Yeah. Heck, my grandma had that, but they took care of that when we caught it early enough, and they took care of it. My grandma right now don't even she's 94. She don't even. But again, different things. I get that. I just don't. I'm not a proponent of weed, and I'm not. I'm not a de facto of weed. I just know for me, I don't want it, and I've been around people with it, and I never smoked it.
Same here.
Inhale it, yeah, because I've been around people, but I just not a thing that I want. But see, there you go. And I have people offered it to me and everything. I never did it. And I don't like the peer pressure of people's like that. That's the part that kind of like makes me think, what? So when people say, oh, they put the cocaine and crack in the neighborhood. So why did you use it? Why did you send it? Why do you whatever? Half your rappers, and even from the '90s to now, they were selling that stuff to their own neighborhood. People overdose, people stuff, and some thing with it. Okay, remember everybody remember Friday? Remember Friday when they had a weed and they spliced it with angel dust and smoke
Dang!
and Smokey went crazy. There are people who have done that splicey stuff to get it cheaper, put stuff in there, peroxide, all kind of crazy stuff. That's why I know. I thank the God above and Jesus. Just thank you that my vice was never smoke. I feel for people who got regular cigarettes, nevertheless marijuana, whatever. I never have that vice, but man, nope, nope. But I never understand why these guys have so many priors. Why?
Yeah, you would think, well, the first time it happened, it got you in some situation. You would think you try not to do it again, or try not to be in that situation again.
Yeah, I mean, me and Trip was talking about. Okay, so let's go since we're talking about Rashad. Okay, let's go with that. He had drunk driving before. Okay, in that regard, we were saying that he should if that happened and if he didn't kill nobody and cause mass destruction, like run into a person's house and stuff, or whatever, building, house, whatever.
or have a hostage
Okay,
situation.
yeah. I don't think we should arrest. I think that one you should put him. It's not a jail situation. I think you should put in AA. Try it. I hope it's a wake up call to tell him, hey, look, if you get DUI again, we taking care. We are gonna arrest you, and we taking away your license for life. Hope it shock him enough that, and I'm, not. I mean, figuratively, shock him enough, shock the person, enough, man or female, to wake up like, wow, I give you a chance. You did something crazy. Now, if it did not cause bodily harm or extensive damages, then do that. Because there are people who just drink and were just one night and crazy. I get that. Still bad that you're driving drunk. Okay, but in that regard, that's a reform we should do. Like, do it that way. Do it that way, and then you could and then if you get a second one, then sorry, kid, you screwed up. I'm just sorry, you screwed up. There's no way around that one. It's just gonna be just weird how certain things are gonna be. But that's a reform right there. That's what we could do. Do a reform, change certain things in that regard. You know, right now, I am a person. I'm sorry. I get this. There's this thing called no knock warrants. I'm against that. That is not the Fifth Amendment to do a search and seizure and everything. If you're good and you have, I think you should announce. If this is not like a big house or building, no, not a big house. I'm sorry, like a building, big building, warehouse stuff, like whatever. I get that because of certain thing. But people are like, oh, we don't want to knock on the house because it could flush the drugs. Well, sorry, that's just what's going on in the craziness, man. It's just crazy what's going on with that. Like, yeah, if because again, in the way things are right now, like I have um I have weapons. There's sometimes I'm sleeping, and the cops could make a mistake getting the wrong house, and that has happened. Or the cops could be told the situation is crazy, and I'm sorry, I get it because we have young kids now that do the thing that Trip knows about this, called swatting.
Oh yes.
And I'm not. I am because we lost our life to somebody. Was it in one of like in the middle part of the country that happened? That which is sad. Is that swatting thing is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Cops should not. I don't care what it is. No, take procedures. If the person you think the person is the person of the house, you walk up to them and tell them, "Hey, this is just hey, we have your service for your warrant, blah blah blah." If we monitor and we do that, and we and you walk up to them and whatever, and they can't run into flush evidence or do whatever it's supposed to do. But in that regard, don't come busting to the door or whatever. That situation, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It is yes, it is a certain situation. So that's on the cop side. We need to pull that one back. That one is not good. No knock warranties. I'm against that. No. In houses or whatever, the person could be asleep. They don't know who's coming through. And if you hear the bang and then you come to the door and all that stuff, yeah, that's not healthy. That's not good. So you have that. So again, on sites there are reforms that needs to happen. There really are. And It's even now crazy with all with the people snitching with the virus going on. Oh, they're having a pool party. Like I don't care what my neighbors do. Long as they ain't hurting nobody. I'm not a busybody like that. I am not. That is just not a good thing. So I don't know. It's just sad how that's going around like that. Any situation, there are cities that has pulled back when they pull back. Baltimore did that. Crime went up. If Atlanta that happens where a lot of cops are not there, I feel for people. That's why I move out of this. That's why I moved out of the city. I moved out in the country because I just couldn't be around the city. You know, the city. One is it's basically cut off from a lot of things because you got to go to grocery stores, whatever. But if your grocery store, like how Target and everything was, grocery stores get interrupted. How you gonna buy food? How you gonna feed yourself?
Like you were basically doing that white flight.
Yeah. So it is just sad that when you're doing this, and again, I cannot blame the cops who are in Atlanta who walked off the force. Sadly, they're going to get government money of everything, of course. I get that, but I don't blame them because if I do anything wrong, that's your job, or that's not even your
Yeah,
job.
that's your
That's your freedom.
life.
Yeah, that's your freedom. That is your freedom. That's just craziness. So yeah, just something that I can't be down with, you know. And it's sad. It's literally sad what's going on. So, and again, there's a video I wanted to do, but I'm not gonna do because it is late on my end and on me and Trip side. Cause we're of course with Atlanta and everything, we're in the East Coast. But the sad part about it was it's sad that cops get to be called into many things. Because I'm seeing another part of reforms. People like, okay, because again, it's cops are getting called for mental issues, drug overdoses. There was a virus. There was a viral video of a black person. The baby wasn't breathing. This cop tried to do CPR, couldn't get the baby to breathe, and took the baby and ran it to the hospital and saved the baby. Again, there's good cops and there's bad cops. There's a cop. There's a couple videos in multiple times in New York because people have been drunk doing crazy stuff onto the train tracks in the subway, and cops pulled people out of the way and helped them out before a train killed them. Like,
Oh, I've
God.
seen that video.
Yeah, but it's not only one; it's multiple ones of that over the years.
Wow.
There are cops doing good stuff, and they are bad. They are bad cops. I've said it again. There was I was listening to a conference where they had cops from Atlanta, it was New York, Atlanta, Florida, LA, San Francisco, Portland, and Dallas. And all those cops, these are the police chiefs and stuff, and all those cops were saying 25% of the cops should not be cops. Well, 20 to 25. Again, just to give the straight facts, be the straight honesty. I'm not gonna try. I said 20 to 25% of cops. So 1 in 4 cops should not be cops. Basically, how it worked out. 1 in 4, 1 in 5.
Kind of begs you the.
And not mentally.
It kind of begs you the question. Why did it got to that point?
Well, yeah. Well, one of the things were the unions. You can't fire a cop. Example again,
Oh
the
yes.
police officer who was leading charge in Florida, where you had the shooting down in Florida, with the at the high school. He, of course, didn't do his job, but he put on leave. They took away his pension and everything, but he just got reinstated last week. Got his pension, got his back pay. The unions.
Uh,
There are people, yeah, and there are facts in places where this cop got knocked out of it, got pushed out of this city because of the bad thing, and he because he wanted to be a cop, he went to another part of the state or another part of the country and became a cop right there. Because right now the morale of cops is down, so hiring more cops has been um, not this great.
You know what? The one that got put on leave and then got hired, well, rehired. You know, if that was the case, they might as well just strip him of his rank.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that right there is not good. And again, the president signed a reform bill, for a reform bill. But again, we got to the point where here we go again with the whole one side, the other side, bickering like little children. There are things in that. There's a lot of things in that bill that's good, but the problem is the president could sign it. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand how the powers work in America for some weird reason. They don't understand it work in your own country. You could sign that, but it's up to the governors and the mayors of those country to city enacting it, and they don't. Some majority of the time, look what happened when he signed the whole thing about the churches. It is essential. Do some of these places? Chicago is one of them where they care about churches.
nope.
No, New York when the Jewish people had the person that died, they mess with the Jewish people too. So it's like
I can't
you
believe
know
they actually bolted that. No,
yeah,
no.
but that was yeah. So they don't. So yeah, executive order is executive order. But again, that's how you could do it in a federal sense in that regard. But who controls your towns and cities are your mayors and governors, or your city and your and also your city councils. And majority of people don't even vote for those people. And those are the people who has direct problems to you that could cause your life way more problems.
Which it kind of reminds me of that video I've seen that's going around of last year that the people that was arguing at the city council says that the policemen basically told the public to vote their behinds off so they can do their job. I'm like, well, and the councilmen they were basically smoking that idea. And I'm like, wow, you guys are just making yourself look bad.
Oh yeah, that video. Yes, you saw that video too. I was like, what the? Yeah, kind of laugh because they know that you can't do nothing. And this was in Seattle, where most of the people running that place was again, they don't care. These officials don't care. And they know you're not gonna vote them out. Just like in where George Floyd died, and they had Jacob, who was the mayor of the city. They voted for the guy, and they are surprised that that this whatever. And I'm like, Jacob, go home. I'm like, okay. And then your city's being they'll see mass exodus of businesses out of your city. That's what happened to Detroit. If people don't want to understand, Detroit is a shell of itself.
Right.
Same thing happened to Baltimore. In Baltimore. They're great places in Baltimore, but I always said again, Washington D.C. is it's the richest place and the poorest place at the same time. All the Congress, left and right, Republican and Democrat, president, the politicians, the lobbyist groups, all that. They make not millions, close to billions of dollars. But right from their doorsteps are crappy people live in basically s holes in holes in the walls, infested with rats and everything.
You would think they wouldn't use their own money to actually fix this. Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about this.
Yeah. So yes, like I said, it's. I said I'm not in no, I'm not from them. Like I said, it's just interesting to just come from a different country and come here and see from a different eyes. That's all. Just seeing eyes. I'm not. Can we reform the cops? Yes. But do we want to get rid of them? Not
No.
really. And again, you'll see tomorrow on the radio show on the show where I talk about how rules for thee, not for me. When you got again cops. They say they fund the cops. Let's take the cops away. But then the politicians are paying cops privately with taxpayers' money to guard them.
Isn't that something?
Okay. Your house, your city, let it go to crap. But I'm gonna hire cops to watch me. Make sure I'm all right. Not good. It's sad. And again, as I never understood the whole thing with the whole 400 years with the slavery thing, that's another story because I never get that.
Can't they just let that drop dead? Okay, poor choice of
No,
words.
no, they won't. No, they won't get that. I don't get that. What does my great grandmother or father had to do with me? Were they slaves? Yes. Did that stop me from being successful? No, because I never did a crime. I ain't gonna. I never gonna. I ain't did a crime.
And you,
Have I broken laws? Yes, because of what? Of another thing. There's so many laws. There are over 7,000, 70,000 laws on the book
and some of those,
federally. Nevertheless, in federally. Nevertheless, the counties and cities, whatever, with all the other restrictive
and
laws,
some of those,
every one of them.
uh,
Go ahead.
that was it. And some of those laws I've seen, it's actually contradicting or clashing with each other. So I'm like, why you guys are
Yeah.
doing this?
So yeah, and there was a saying of, yeah, you make enough laws, you could get anybody on anything. I mean, yeah, I speed. I have ticket for speed. I have gotten ticket. I'm not. No, no. I said that was gonna be stupid. What I want to say. I've got ticket for speeding. Yes. Have I been pulled over while driving black? Yes. Heck, my first traffic ticket in America was bogus. Black cop pulled me over for going speeding in a place where I don't even know how the heck I could speed at that place. I'm at a major mall in 5 o'clock traffic Christmas Eve. I don't know. I must be Night Rider. I was jumping over cars, and I'll tell you this: being that I was ignorant, that's me. I was being ignorant because of my cousins. They were like, "Oh, do you have a lawyer? Do you have?" I'm like, nah, because I know I am. I didn't do nothing wrong. Blah blah blah. Went to court. The judge was a black woman. The cop was a black man, and I said what happened. If to be honest, it looked like they didn't even hear what I said. I sounded like the parents from Charlie Brown. Wah 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 wah. Guilty. What? Whoa 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 whoa. How you gotta explain how I went that fast when it was 5 o'clock traffic Christmas Eve and I made just Your Honor, that don't make sense. Sir, the police said that he was doing this. This is like, wow, wow. I was naive. I was ignorant. I said, okay. Now, again, have I been pulled over speeding, like legitimate speeding? Yes. And when I did get pulled over like that, I didn't argue because I was like, dang, yeah, they got me. Not gonna lie. But the last ticket I had, which was it last year when I was doing the show
I
to go to the
Yeah, I
studio?
think yes, it was last year.
It was last year. It was last year. Yeah, that one I didn't. That one, lucky for me, I dot my I's and cross my T's and knew whatever. When that cop pulled me over, and I was like, okay, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. But I figured it out, and I fought it in the court this time, knowing what I know now with the wisdom and intelligence now. Because another thing too, we have a plethora of knowledge going around, but nobody has wisdom no more. That is not, and like Tessa was saying, we're not deporting that to the young people no more as well. But in that regard, in that regard, yeah, I fought it and I won. I'm not against because I was like, this was not that. And here's the thing: the system, the justice system, is not fair. You want to make it equal, but it's not fair. I'm not going to deny that because if I had just said yes, I speed, blah blah blah, I could have paid a smaller fine. I paid more money to fight it. I won, but at least I don't have to. At least I don't have this on my
Okay.
record, and my insurance don't go up. So it's just like, nah, that shouldn't be how it's set up. But it is what it is.
Look,
But let's
also,
go ahead.
at least you fought for the long term than to give up for the short term.
Yeah. And that is sad. A lot of people have done that. Like there have been stories of a lot of black males who have pleaded out because the cops and the DA have intimidated them to think, hey, you take this plea deal, blah blah blah, you ain't gonna win, you ain't gonna lose, and you just messed up. Including if you had priors, that's gonna really suck. So it is what it is. How that worked out like that. So with that said, I want to play. I'm gonna call it a night. But before that, I am gonna put this video on this channel. This is a video I did a while back, put together, of course. Shout outs to another person. You see the name on there. Yes, I know a lot of people don't like him, but hey, video is video. The facts is facts, and I'm pointing out whatever. But I'm gonna narrate a little bit about it, and I will put the video in its own entirety on this channel so people can watch it if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, now just go to Project Open Mic on YouTube, and you can check the video out. I am gonna put up more um, playlists and stuff so people can get to the videos quicker and understand what's going on.
I'll probably put a link to the video on the Facebook post.
Well, yeah, I can. But yeah, but for those who think you're gonna see, so this is the video I created a while back. This one was on Facebook. I didn't put it on Facebook, but with how it was 2017 when I did this video.
Oh.
So it's just like like I don't know what's gonna happen now because so much rules have changed in 3 years with Facebook, YouTube, Google, everything that you do not know what it is. So I'm gonna keep it. I will narrate this, and I will keep some of the stuff so you can see it. So basically, you see on your top, just above me, is a video here. Like I said, I'm gonna play, and this is and then I named it. I named it the other and I'll apologize to people for the YouTube because I put Hot Atlanta. When I meant that's not a discredit to your city or nothing. That's not what I meant. I just did. It was a quick. I was gonna put the situation, but for some reason, because of YouTube algorithm and how it's set up, they always it does some crazy stuff. YouTube is just is a certain way now, which I don't like. I will change it. I'll change it, and I apologize to those. I'm not. That was not. It's not. It wasn't a clickbait or nothing. So I do apologize for that. That's not my intent. I was gonna, like I said, it's basically the situation in Atlanta. And when I clicked on it, it got cut out of what do you call it? It got cut out of it just went blank in the description. So I just put something quick so I could start the show because I don't want. For some reason, they don't sync. It takes a while for YouTube, Facebook, like I said, and the other platform, Tempo FM, that I broadcast Project Open Mic on to sync up. Same thing with Library and BitChute and everything. So, but anyway, let me not dilly dally. I want to put this because this is the other side of the coin. Again, bad cops. Yes, we need to get rid of bad cops. We need to hold cops as responsible. But we can't get to the point where we literally stop them from doing policing, and we do need to take away some responsibilities because the cops basically, like I said, they babysit the lower 10% of society, and so these people are just degenerates, no matter the race. That's why we look at the cop show. We got canceled. Wait, with more white people fill up trash like don't take him, cops. I love him. Yeah,
Yes, with that. Yeah.
Marianne, Bubba Ray, like they're way more trailer park trash or
Yeah,
whatever.
with
I
that.
do mean trash.
I see where that term came from. Trailer park trash.
Yeah, yeah. There are poor people in America, and they do crazy stuff. So the lower 10%, there are people at trailer parks who are upstanding citizens and don't do nothing. But again, that's because of the nomenclature of the words. But let's take that out. There are 10% of a lot of people who just do crappy stuff. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, Filipino, what you want to call it, African. It made no difference. They do bad things. That's why my statement is always evil comes in all shapes, colors, size, occupation, gender, sexes,
And creed.
creeds, creeds, ethnicity, countries. It made no difference. Evil's evil. So, like I said, I'll narrate some of this stuff because Trip could not really hear, but I will play the part. I will put audio so you could hear what's going on for those who could hear it. Now, like I said, I apologize to Trip, but I know you see the video and everything. So, just playing it right here. I'll just let it go for a little bit. But yes, it's just craziness. Just it should not be to destroy stuff and you know, it's just ridiculous. And again, just to prove the point too, people from like I said, it was a white lady who burned down the Wendy's.
Speaking about Wendy's, what does
Mhm.
what did the building do? What? Are you guys mad that the building was just at the wrong place, wrong time?
Yeah, I mean, you have somebody blocking driveways, stopping business. There were other people like, "Hey, man, BB, what's going on up there, man? I need to get my Wendy's. I need to get my food and all that stuff."
Yeah. To be honest, I thought that oh, the police department would be burned down, or uh, the car of the deceased, but no, it's the building that was burned down.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yes, it is. Just it's just weird. And again, these companies are moving out of the cities where people ask for it. I did see that Anderson, which is crazy. Uh, yep, I understand, sir. That a lot of stuff's going on. I respect that. No disregard on that as well, sir. I am with you. But yeah, we do need order. We need to get things back on the thing. I mean, the chop chaz whatever in Seattle, that is not gonna go end well.
Oh wait, those are just peaceful protesting.
I'm not against peaceful protesting, but don't be trucking bottles and stuff. And again, there are instigators on the cop side, on the people's side who did this situation.
Until I start seeing y'all protesting black on black crime that goes on in our neighborhood every fucking day. Shut the fuck up. Going around saying Black Lives Matter. Shut the
I apologize for the profanity, but this part right here, as you will see more of the text in the bottom, and I'll play the audio because it's sad what he's gonna say, and you can look at the reporter's face and everything. Because the sad thing about it is the news is just like I said, the news fan the flames. It sucks, but the fan the flames. Okay, so I'll let the audio
This
go.
police department, and I'm not pretending we're without sin. But this community's at risk all right. And it's not because men and women in blue risk their lives protecting it.
See, this is not helping. This is not helping.
7 men, 3 women were shot.
Mhm. This is just sad. It is sad.
I was following developments with a 5-year-old little girl sitting on her dad's lap who just got shot in the head by a drive-by shooting. Now I'm leaving here to go to that scene. I take it personally, okay? We're going up there and there's a bunch of cops processing a scene with a dead kid. And they're the ones who are going to be out there patrolling and stopping suspects, and they have guns on their bodies. They're the ones that are going to take the risks of their lives to try to clean this thing up.
song. Well, like I said, I'll take the music off. It was loud and it produced louder, but hey, as you can see, right, core TV, like taking stuff, whatever. It is what it is. You know, the other person had a thing, shot the cop. These are white guys shooting cops. So it's white guys. This is basically an who ambushed this cop, kill a cop right there. A black cop right here, where these guys come and look and holding, the cops crying, turn over cars. Say what you want to say about the thing that people are crazy. And again, certain people, I leave it out as it is. This was produced in 2017, so I'm saying that regard. That part right there you just saw is funny to me when you said, "Oh, burn," that's you just came out of jail and burn things down. Again, with the priors, I don't get that. The priors is killing me. You have to think why would you say stuff like that? Why? Who I'm supporting? I support good cops. I support good people. I'm not on the extreme, sir. Anybody. I support both. I support good people no matter what. I don't care what color you
I'm
are.
at the same mind.
Never have.
I support
I never
I,
did.
I support any side that actually stays within the law.
Yeah. If you want to go back to the beginning, you'll see that I basically talk about bad cops as well. But there are good cops out there who think, and that's why I'm showing this video above me, which is that cops got killed. As I pause that, you see 80% of the homicides every year are African Americans. That was in 2017. Now they know all about the last three people that have been killed by the Milwaukee Police Department. But as he's gonna say, when you ask them about the people who got killed or other things, no, they don't know. And there are people out there who do stuff, and that's what I'm showing right here. I'm showing the other side where cops do stuff that is good or whatever. Walk up right here, damn guy come out with body cam, start popping off. I don't have the sound effects on. White boy came out, well, start shooting the cop. These right here were basically cops being thing. Look at this right here. Cop walk up. This what happened. They walked up to them, pulled him over, bam, got shot and took off. Laying there dying. I'm sorry. I'm for good people no matter what. I don't. My race doesn't mean that people, because again, I've said it before. People always like, "Oh, you should be for it." I'm like, no. I'm for good people no matter what. Black, white, Indian, Hispanic, Asian. It makes no difference to me. My people are good people no matter what race. Walking race. This video right here, the guy had his hand behind his back. Look at that cop just shot the other cop in his basically in the face. This guy had his hand behind his back, got out and started shooting the cop car. This one, it just, yeah, they don't. Like I said, I feel bad for those who got to take on the dredge of the society. Look at that. And that one would kill me is because a person who, unless the person was a criminal who stole a car, let's just say the person stole a car. But look at that car is that's coming right now is a Q Infinity, very expensive car. If they stole a car, then that's somebody stole a car. If not, that's somebody taking their property and ramming it straight against the cops. This cop right here got cut on the ground. It's just sadness. Look at that. White boy came out and stabbed the cop. That's what I'm saying. White, black, Hispanic, the evils in all races. All races. So So I support good people no matter what. As long as you ain't doing no crime, as long as if you ain't break, as Trip just said, if you ain't break the law, because again, if the cop breaks the law, he should go to jail. He should lose, like I said, not lose his life, but he should lose his pension, everything. Don't be going around. We gave you the power to police and keep other people safe. Don't use that same power of the government or the city to do this horrible thing. Don't do that. The cop again for the last umpteen time. The cop who did a show in George Floyd, yeah, go to jail. Basically, he should go for jail for life. 'Cause he just didn't give a crap about what happened. He should go to jail for life. But I hope that it again don't push it to murder one because you cannot prove intent. You just can't. Don't do that. You try to do that, that's when things go wrong and awry. Again, Calvin Felix Castillo, bad cop. The cop who Dylan Ruth, but he went to jail because he planted a gun on a guy, on a black guy. That was
Yeah,
bad.
that was really bad.
That was bad, and he is in jail for basically almost for what? Is it life? No, for a long time, yes. Excuse me, but that was a bad cop. That was a bad cop. The cop who shot the Caribbean kid. So I'm from the Caribbean. The Caribbean kid who was in Texas. She got 5 to 6 years, which is ridiculous. That one, the kid didn't do nothing. He was in his apartment playing video game. He got shot. The cop who shot the lady, as I said again, the cop that shot the lady who was playing video games with the king, he should lose his job. Whatever. That didn't happen. But that's a bad cop too. So it's on the cop side to say, hey, when stuff like this really happen, you really do gotta hold those guys responsible because you don't want to erode the trust in the community. But I can't put it all to whatever. And in the situation that happened in Atlanta at this Wendy's, I'm sorry. That situation was not great. I wish the guy didn't die, but you had priors. You didn't want to go back to jail. You started to fight the cops.
Resisting arrest.
He's not on a resisting arrest. You punched the cop and you stole the taser and he shot the taser at the cop. Like
That was
again,
basically assault, resisting arrest, assault and battery.
That's what it. Yeah, so it's compounded onto even make it worse. And in most states that I've seen, because we were watching a show that was talking about this. If this is your second DUI, it's mostly a felony.
Oh yeah, on top of that, fleeing the scene.
That guy should have never got killed. Yes, but I'm saying if I'm in that cop situation at that point, that's 1 second difference. When I see somebody put their hands back to shoot something, sorry.
I wouldn't even apologize.
No, I'm not saying for that regard, but I feel for the cop and how that works out. Just not right. There's so many situations out there. And again, there are good cops. There's cops who've helped. As in the video you saw, like how they were helping certain things. I didn't show the other part because they had a part where the firefighters had to wash away because somebody's brain got splattered on the concrete. It's just there are a lot of animals out there, no matter the race, that do horrible stuff. Heck, look at it. Like I said, there's some things are going on in Africa. There's things happening in countries that I came from. It's just there are people who just want to do evil. So that's why I say I support good, no matter what the race or color. I have Trip who's in a different country that I'm talking to. I have many friends that are different from people in London, people in the Middle East, people in Japan, people in Hong Kong, different races. Anderson is Hispanic from Mexico. Like, I don't care who you are. If you're good, you're good. But the same amount of race could be just as bad. When those what was it? It was what was that group? What do you call them? The 13, the Latino group that always cause trouble. Not the Kings and then whatever. What do you call it?
Oh crap.
I think Anderson would know that. But the those guys, man, jeez, 13. Those, yeah, they chopped up a black girl. Not only that, they chopped up a Hispanic. The other video with the one where it was in the Talladega, and the guy came, and because the guy's girlfriend lied on him, and an innocent kid got the guy came into the Talladega and took a machete and chopped the kid across his neck. He died, but
Um.
slashed him across his neck because the girl was lying and said that this guy raped her, and it didn't happen. And the guy went and killed the kid, and the kid died, of course. And also, they chopped up a black girl in New Jersey. No, it was in New York. Sorry, it was in New York. They hacked apart a girl, and again, remember, you know what I'm talking about, Trip, because these are guys who on video when I saw that they took a guy's heart out of his
Just
chest.
yeah.
God, that is just craziness. Evil is evil. Why would you do that?
Power, corruption.
Human beings. Human beings. That's the best I could call it as. Human
Oh.
beings.
You know what? For the people who keep saying that these actions are inhuman, well, I gotta say this: the individual who's done these inhumane thing are human.
Well, yes, in that regard,
Yeah.
yes. But you know what? Like I said, like I told you before we went live, you guys want a utopia. Y'all want this bastion what's happened. Everybody's like, we gotta stop racism. We're gonna stop this. We're gonna stop that. With all this stuff. The only time that gonna happen, as we talked about before we went on, is basically when there's one human on this world, one, because it's gonna always happen. Every creature has their own set of laws, and like I said, the animal kingdom they abide by their laws, really, really. But yeah, if you want a perfect where there's no crime, no global warming, blah 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 blah, there's gonna be one. There have to be one human left on this planet. Or if you really want perfect, zero, none. And trust me, I think he's if people all talk about God's coming back, whatever. I might do a thing about what I said again, where it is like there are 7 ways this we gonna not exist. But I could tell you right now, an asteroid that's up there, that's up there for sure. We contact with aliens that we don't need to really mess with how things are going with it. I hope 2020 don't turn into that crap, please, dear Lord, please. We're
Yeah,
laughing,
I'm gonna,
but
yeah, because
with
yeah,
with how crap is going lately,
I,
holy crap, bastards!
all I'm laughing is that what if they're gonna come visit? Well, we're just gonna spread the same thing that's been happening on Earth to the entire universe. You don't want
Oh, they
that.
will. Oh, no, I don't think we spread it. I basically think they might kill us. Hell, if they are smart enough to come find us, and we can't find, we don't have no intergalactic flying or none of that junk. We don't. They are better than us. We're screwed.
Wipe us out.
Yep, we are screwed. So it's just that. But most cases would be humans kill humans. That's number one in my book.
Yep.
Humans kill humans. Let's digress. That's what it is. But again, like I said, I'll put that video on the channel so you check it out without this problem. And I apologize again for anybody out there on the YouTube side. I will change the title. I am going to change it because again, this whole YouTube set up the thing, so I apologize for that. But as I always state this right here, and I'm ending this as this: evil comes in all shapes, sizes, color, creed, race, height, sex, gender, occupation. Evil is just evil, and to me, people are stupid, individuals smart. Be that smart individual. This is, of course, Trip and Take, a part of Project Open Mic. If you like what you see here, share. We're not acting, like I said, we're trying to build a brand up and have a conversation with anybody, stuff like that. Share the brand, like, share if you wanna. You do it to your discretion. But we're trying to build a brand up, and always have a conversation on many things. And most of our kind of decisions are basically nuances, gray. Because everybody, again, I'm not a part of the extremes. I don't like the extremes. Just it's just whatever. Are there absolutes in certain things? Yes, but with this one, is rough, and with how the temperature is, with all this craziness going on right now, oh man, yeah, like you said, I didn't want to make fan the flames with media, but it was just the best word to say what it is. You know?
All for the money, eh?
Yeah. So again, tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern, is the Project Open Mic show where we talk about rules for thee, not for, rules for thee, not for me, because I have examples of that. I am, again, I am a libertarian, not to the extreme extent, because again, every nice every ideology has their craziness. But I'm a registered libertarian because I can't get down with the Democrats and I can't get down with the Republicans. And Trip knows my saying: there's nothing more I hate than a Republican than a Democrat. In other words, I hate both of them, but I hate one worse than the other.
In a way, for all the things that I've been saying, I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I'm trusting no sides here.
Nope. So we're gonna talk about how these people who create these laws and rules, they don't get it, but you have to abide by it. Speaking of laws, so with that said, I wish everybody out there good night. Those who are in Atlanta and everything, I hope you guys are safe. I pray for your safety that nothing goes down. Sad that the cops have to walk off the cops to walk off the beat. That's sad, but in that situation, what can you do?
Stay
If
low,
you call
watch your back.
basically. Well, again, I walk away from this. I don't got to worry about it because, again, it's sad, but yeah. So when criminals come to do harm, it's it is what it is. And again, for those who didn't like the who didn't want guns and stuff, in the last 3 months, 6 million guns were sold. The highest gun sales started to happen now. At the point now that if you're gonna be buying ammo for your guns, the ammos for a gun, you're on a waiting list because people are buying all kind of ammos too. So yeah, cops are not gonna be there. People are gonna arm themselves. Sad, but what can you do about that?
Read your First and your Second Amendment rights.
So the Second Amendment was set up to protect the First Amendment. That's the way it was
Of
said.
course.
I still love I still love my friend who came from Russia, a black guy who's from Russia, who came and I remember because my friend was basically she married him, so he's basically and she was trying to help him to become a citizen, which he became a citizen. But I
Yay.
like that when she said when she said which one is the most important the most important amendment in the Bill of Rights. And of course, the answer to what the question was asking is the First Amendment, freedom of speech, religion, peacefully assemble, peacefully assemble, freedom of press, everything was freedom of speech. The answer is number one, but I like how he basically said number two. She's like, no, it's number one. She said, not really. Those who have number two could make number one do anything. And you know what? I can't
Look
argue
at
with
that.
that saying.
Yep.
I cannot argue with that saying. So again, those guys, people in Atlanta, in the precinct, what's going on and everything, guys, be safe, please. I don't want no crime to befall on no matter what the race. I don't care. Just be careful. I pray that this crap simmers down and we could be all back to whatever. And again, hold the cops who do horrible things accountable, but not make it worse for the good cops to do good copping. I am gonna do a show where we have ideas of how we could do it. Like I just gave you a couple ideas with the whole drunk drive and everything, because I don't want to just not only just talk about it, and talk about solutions and have stuff like that. Okay, so with that, I wish you all a good night. Y'all have a good night. Peace out. and enjoy. Again, shows tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern. Project over Mike, and that one, at least for that one, we will have all three platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and of course, Tempo FM and Radio T3. Y'all have a good night.